Well, good morning, everybody. Deborah's here. Honey, Deborah is here. You want to say hi to Deborah?
Good morning, Deborah. Oh, don't show my. I'm like still not. No, go away.
Good morning. Good
I love
morning.
y'all,
Good
but go
morning.
away.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Bear Independent Intel Report. 18 August 2020. Thank you for being here. Please like, subscribe, share. That helps us in the ever present battle against the YouTube algorithm robots. We hate them. They hate us. Neither one of us is shy about it. So, if you're lurking in the shadows, just stop. Good morning, Hunter Seeker, and good morning, Brother Dudley. If you're lurking in the shadows, just stop. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. That helps us tremendously. Send your intel reports to intel@bearindependent.com. intel@bearindependent.com, as well as your good news, your silver linings. Drop a note to the dance monkeys and tell them how much you love them. They are awesome. They are the best. Couldn't do this without you, monks. Couldn't do this without you, monks. Right? And as always, the entirety of this report, which is whited out because #TheSun can be found on Patreon.com. Just go to Patreon, look for Bear Independent. It's $1 or more per month. I guarantee you will get your money's worth. Go check it out. If you hate it, you can contact the Better Business Bureau and whine and complain and maybe get $1 back. Sounds good? Sounds good. Overview, 18 Aug 2020. Not only has the derecho wreaked havoc in Midwestern states, but Hurricane Hannah has negatively impacted crops in Texas this year, with an estimated $366 million in losses in the lower Rio Grande Valley alone. This is all occurring in the same year that Colorado's peach crop was wiped out by frost, and international crops struggle under intense rains, drought, and locust swarms. On top of that, recalls in the U.S. continue as they do every year due to salmonella, listeria, and international trade protocol errors. In other words, stack your food to the rafters. Do not take your foot off the accelerator. Before right now, I was sitting at my home office computer putting together a massive order of food. We already have a massive order of food. We're getting more. And yes, Christian, you are correct. You should grow your own as well. Militant farmer concept. You should be able to work a shovel and a rifle, and you need to be able to produce the food to feed the people that you're trying to protect in the first place. So, stack it to the rafters, and please, robust gardens. Grow your own food as well. More news on civil unrest in recent days is trickling in. In Seattle, an anti-police rally turned into a riot, with 18 arrested and multiple incidents of fireworks, rocks, and bottles being thrown at police. 3 officers were injured. Good morning, Canuck. In Chicago, 24 rioters were arrested. An officer was beaten in the head with a skateboard. Negative. There'll be none of that. More than 30 have been shot, with 5 people killed in Philadelphia over the weekend. Gosh, we should just get, you know what, we should get a nice condo in the city. What do you think?
No.
Just a nice condo in the city? Portland rioters aggressively pursued a man until he crashed his truck, then beat him unconscious and robbed his vehicle. They stole a trans person's skateboard and backpack before violently attacking the person, and a woman who attempted to intervene when they were attacking people was herself attacked. All of these victims appear to be white. Honey, the sun glare off of your phone is killing me.
Oh, I'll move.
Okay, you don't move too much. Just
I'll go sit on my steps.
don't, signal mirror that flaming ball of fire directly into my eyeballs. Don't go sit on the steps. They can see you.
Well, I'll go sit over here.
Sit right there.
Jeez.
Yeah. Cities are being reshaped. San Francisco and Seattle are hemorrhaging tech workers as remote work rises, and New York City is seeing a record number of vacancies. The Great Reset The Great Reset. And economies around the world are contracting because of the pandemic, from the United Kingdom to Japan to the United States. Well, you know, the monkeys didn't put the words United States in this report, so I don't know that to be true. In fact, I think we've actually had, what was it, 12% GDP contraction? But I don't remember off the top of my head. The long and short here is, members of the Tactical Chicken Nation, that as we've been saying since March, this coronavirus is the Trojan horse that allows the big they, to crash land the world's economies. They're doing that, man. They're doing that. 33%. But that's year over year. And it was just that one quarter extrapolated out, works out to a contraction of 33%. And that's not how numbers work. 2 or more eyewitness accounts, continuity of infrastructure and supply chains. Repeating, shortages include ammo, firearms, coin, aluminum cans, home appliances, swimming pools, pressure-treated lumber, select Clorox products. I'm a Lysol girl myself, so it's no big deal. Canning supplies and select construction materials such as nails and screws. However, but availability varies widely based upon your area. A change of location of 50 miles has freed up resources for us. Like, things that we can't find here, we can find 50 miles away. So it's very localized, it seems. However, in other cases, some people, going hundreds of miles to get product. We saw this at the beginning of the pandemic, that there we go, that people, especially from the East Coast, were headed west, from New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, the tri-state area, to Pennsylvania, just to be able to find, toilet paper and things of that nature. Legal, political, and military. The petition to oust Oklahoma Mayor Brea Clark, who voted to cut funding for the police, has claimed to have gathered enough signatures to recall the Norman, Oklahoma mayor. I hope so. However, I don't live in Norman, Oklahoma. College town. And the ruling allowing John MacArthur's church in California to worship in person was quickly overruled by an emergency order. Thanks to the California Court of Appeals, it is illegal again for them to meet indoors. As stated yesterday, they can kiss my hairy white ass. I do not need your permission to worship my creator. The end. And if I was John MacArthur, I would tell the state of California to kiss my hairy white ass. And let's force a conversation on the First Amendment. Do we or don't we have God-given constitutionally protected rights? Let's force that conversation. Societal in general. Those are beautiful things that you found. Very nice. A recent poll by NPR and PBS shows that 35% of respondents will not be taking a COVID-19 vaccine. Including this right here. Not doing it. However, think about the type of respondents that you're going to get from NPR and PBS. We're not talking about bastions of conservatism here, right? And so I find that 35% of respondents very interesting, because the concept of no vaccine is now transcending party lines, as it should, because as stated in the video that posted yesterday, party lines are bullshizer. None of us should be the useful idiots. None of us. We should all be thinking for ourselves. International news. Beirut is experiencing violent protests resulting in many injured protesters after the catastrophic explosion there. And in Belarus, there's continuing protests based upon an alleged rigged election. Footage shows an overwhelming sea of tens of thousands protesting at the country's capital. They stay clear of traffic, however, allowing cars to pass on the roads and do appear to be peaceful. And at least 10,000 protesters gathered at the Democracy Monument in Bangkok, Thailand. Under current emergency statutes, every protester could have been arrested for simply being there. Criticism of the government's legitimacy and military control is growing in that country. So we see, again, civil unrest around the globe. This is a resources game, people. And I say that over and over and over again because I mean it over and over and over again. It's a resources game. As resources become scarce, there will be more competition for the same amount of resources. Supply and demand, this is simple. When the supply stays the same and the demand goes up, price goes up. The price that people are willing to pay for those resources goes up. Remember that war at its most basic form is nothing more than the allocation of certain resources to either acquire or protect other resources. And so we're going to continue to see tensions rising. I think that we're dealing with a convergence of cycles here. The 60 and 80 year war timeline cycles in the United States of America, the 400 year solar cycle, what is that? Sir John Glove, the fate of empires, right? The declining American empire. Like all these things are converging together to create scarcity and tension. And then you look at things like the economic situation worldwide, the global economic situation. All these things are converging. There's only so many resources. You have very prominent people, Bill Gates being one of them, saying we've got too many people for the resources on planet Earth. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. I believe in abundance. However, but if everybody else doesn't believe in abundance, guess whose will is going to be attempted to be enacted upon me? Everybody else's will. And so the thing to realize here, the thing to orient on here is that the resources, perceived or actual, are limited. And so if they're limited, you should be doing everything that you can to acquire as many of those resources now in as stable a place as possible to stockpile those resources so that you can weather what is coming to the best of your ability. Maybe it's not time to buy another bass boat, it's time to stack more food to the rafters. Maybe it's time to sell the bass boat and not purchase a nice piece of land outside of town away from the peoples so you can grow a garden and have some goats. Mindset shift. Actionable. Local bakeries and ice cream shops may be a good source for food-grade 5-gallon buckets. They're also a good source for heart disease and diabetes, so be careful while you're there. Bulk popcorn can be easily stored, ground for emergency food, and planted. Check your hand sanitizers. The FDA warns that you should not smoke, snort, eat, squirt it in your eyeballs, none of those things. Be in communication with your neighbors and your sheriff's department and be prepared as a group for civil unrest. New Firearms Transaction Record has all of your info on the front page. Reach out and socially support others, including children and the elderly. If you cannot acquire a freezer for meat, remember that pressure canning, pickling, and freeze drying are options. Also consider looking on alternative markets like Book of Face and List of Craigs for individual sellers of freezers. Alternative food resources include Asian people, Amish people, farmers, and restaurateurs. Just eat all of those people, you're good to go. Or maybe engage in voluntary capitalism with them and trade them fiat currency for goods and services, whatever you prefer. If you need medical supplies, you can, of course, check out bearindependent.com. You can also look at midwife and veterinarian supply stores. If you cannot obtain seed in your area, plant your pantry. Dried beans, seeds found inside of ripe squash, tomatoes, potatoes that have been left to sprout eyes, and so forth, and stay politically vigilant and active. I am right now still my personal matrix of where are we in four-dimensional space-time right now. 70%, this is a speed bump on the road of life. 30%, things are going to get bad. And I'm taking the 30% just as seriously as the 70%. We're still operating our businesses. We're still operating our ministry. We're still running our household as if the 70%, this is just a speed bump on the road of life. But we are also turning up the volume and accelerating the timeline on all of the preps that we have been engaged in for the 30% chance that this is the one. I feel like if you were ever going to have the one, this is the one. What are you doing? Silver linings. A coworker blessed us with some fresh dill heads when we couldn't find any dill seed for making pickles. They had enough to make dill pickles and will be saving seed to plant dill next year. They gave the coworker a jar of dill pickles, bread and butter pickles, and sweet relish in return. One family is living on a third of an acre and putting in more garden beds, stacking it to the rafters, and firearms training is continuing at the local gun club. Situational awareness can save lives. One contributor was paying attention during a 10 p.m. drive and spotted a 6-year-old walking by himself on the side of the road. He turned out to be severely autistic and was reported missing earlier that night. The boy was returned home safely. That's awesome. And another viewer says, I am officially under contract. Assuming inspection goes well, I'm about to be the proud owner of a humble little home on 6.5 acres out in the country of North Carolina. Half wooded, half cleared, plenty of room to do the homesteading things. And it already has a gun range established with a nice dirt berm as a backstop. This is my first home purchase ever, and at age 20 time, I think it's the right time. Age 29, agreed, that's awesome. No more suburbalon, fixing my population density and ability to make food come up out of the ground. Praise to the Most High for this opportunity. I would agree. That's awesome. Good job, Bear Nation. Please continue to send your silver linings to intel@bearindependent.com. We must have them. We must have them. We are partnered with y'all in order to be able to produce this report every day. And the silver linings and intel reports you send in to intel@bearindependent.com are integral to our ability to be able to do this. So thank you. Notes. You can find each other. You can find love at preppersonly.com. No, Bear Independent, the forums. Y'all can find each other there. You can give away as much or as little information about you and who you are as you like. And no, I still don't have an opinion on American contingency, so please don't continue to email me about it. I don't know. I reached out to them and said, hey, if you want to talk, let's talk, and I've heard nothing back. That being said, I don't begrudge them that because I'm sure they get at least as many emails as I do, in which case, probably fell through the cracks, and that's okay. I don't have an opinion formulated on what they're doing because I don't know what they're doing, and I would rather than make my own guesstimates. I'd rather talk to the people that are involved with it and find out what their motives are. And I mean the real motives, not just the surface level marketing and talking points. I mean their real motives. And so that requires at least one conversation, if not several conversations. And thus far, I've had 0 conversations with them, so I don't know. I don't think that there's nefarious will there, but I don't know those people. So, however, but you can go to the forums at bearindependent.com, which I would just like to point out has existed far longer than American Contingency, and meet each other, date each other, fall in love, do the hard things together, go experience life together. And if you can meet up, form groups, and do meaningful things together, awesome. And if you can't, so be it. Swag and gear can be found in the online store at bearindependent.com. Strongly recommend you check out Vets for Child Rescue, veteransforchildrescue.org. Vets, the number 4, childrescue.org, and check out their Contraland movie. And to that end, they rescue them. These are children that we're talking that have been sold as product for sex, a $150 billion per year enterprise. Vets for Child Rescue rescues them, and then what happens? They must be rehabilitated and restored. And the way that that happens is at Bethany House, which is thedemandproject.org, thedemandproject.org, which is trying to fundraise $25 per month. They need 300 people at $25 per month. That allows them to rescue and rehabilitate in a Christ-based rehabilitation program 6 girls for the duration of the program, which is 18 months long. Thedemandproject.org. And our ministry, Grindstone Ministries, is partnered with them, as well as Vets for Child Rescue. And you can check out grindstoneministries.com for details there. Why Grindstone? Because Proverbs 27:17, as iron sharpens iron, so one brother sharpens another. Amen. But a grindstone weaponizes iron so that it can be put to work. And that's why grindstone. Because it's not enough to be sharp. You don't just sharpen tools and put them on the bench. You sharpen tools to use them. So that's what grindstone is about, to be used in service to the Most High and to serve the least of these and to rescue and rehabilitate and restore the least of these. So you can check us out at grindstoneministries.com. You can check out disastercoffee.com, who is the official coffee sponsor of Grindstone Ministries. Sanctifiedsupplyco.com, who is the best, tremendous, believe me, Jerry and Lucia, they're freaking awesome. And they make swag and gear that is honorific of the Most High. They do an awesome job. An amendment, the number 1 preparedness, amendment1preparedness.com for all your ham radio prepper communication needs. Legitimately the best products in that department on the net. They're awesome. Now that all that has been done, that is the entirety of the report, and believe me, we will close in prayer, but before we do that, I am going to take a moment, just a moment, to tell you about bearindependent.com. Bearindependent.com is where you can go to, as I said, meet all of y'all in the forums. You can go check out the online store. You can buy all the freaking tactical chicken stickers you would like. We're in the midst of rebranding. This will become Tactical Chicken Independent, apparently. But also you can find their handmade, made in America, guaranteed forever blowout kits, the bare fact and the bare minimum. You can use your health savings account and flexible savings account for those. In addition to that, you can find TCCC, Tactical Combat Casualty Care trainer kits, and you can find dates for TCCC training in Fayetteville, Arkansas, namely September 20th. No, you will not be required to wear a mask while you are in my class, and yes, we will teach you an awesome class on how to use everything that is in your blowout kit, and the instructors are freaking phenomenal. Literally, the person who will be teaching that course wrote the TCCC statutes for the state of Arkansas, so you can bet that the class adheres to the guidelines on TCCC because he wrote them. So you can also find the adventure kit, the stomp bag, the trauma pack insert, the crash kit, which is awesome. That was designed in conjunction with some Baja racers. Shalom, brother, that contacted us and said, hey, this is a really dangerous thing. In fact, one person died last year at a race that they were at, and then I just got pics yesterday of one of these racing trucks that had crashed and been completely burnt out. And so the crash kit has everything you need for broken bones, exposure, dealing with burns, wound closure, general trauma. It's got all the bear fact guts in it. It has a custom built bear fact that has like 6 additional attachment points so you can wrap it around the tube of your race truck or the headrest of your Jeep or whatever floats your boat. The gunwale of your rigid inflatable boat. So you can find all that stuff in the store at bearindependent.com. I really do appreciate y'all supporting us in that. You know, it's not something that we've talked much about lately, but there's 20 people that eat because of your support. Prepping Pug, good morning. Appreciate you, brother. There's 20 people that eat because of your support at bearindependent.com. And I don't necessarily want you to just buy something because you think we're cool. I want you to buy, if you have the money to buy a first aid kit, buy a first aid kit from us, because our first aid kits have saved 11 lives since we started doing this. And they're completely badass. There is no better blowout kit than the Bear Fac or the Bare Minimum on the market. They are underpriced for what they are. They're handmade, made in America, guaranteed forever, filled with North American rescue components, and they're the best. They were designed with input from U.S. Special Forces and have been refined with input from U.S. Special Forces. They don't get any better, period, the end. Yeah, Diggin, we've thought about that. We're going to see what happens with that. Maybe. Let's see. What else? AdventureFrontier.com. You guys know that Adventure Frontier is the place to go for your armor, for your IFACs, and for your fluffy bunnies. So if you need armor, you can use promo code BearNation for your Spartan armor. My Spartan armor arrived in about 5 weeks. So the whole, well, they're 12 weeks back ordered. Maybe. Mine got here in about 5 weeks. So, Adventure Frontier, you guys know the deal. The level 3, the level 3 plus, the level 4, the single curve, the triple curve, the anti-spall coating, the side plates, the shooter cut, the swimmer's cut, the mop C's, the ranger. They got all that stuff. They have all that stuff. Check it out, adventurefrontier.com. You can also get your Bear Fac and your Bare Minimum there while you're there. And drop a line to our buddy, the NWA Prepper. Tell him we said hello, because he's the best. And lastly, in conjunction with adventurefrontier.com, is this fine little piece of kit right here. This is the HRT HRAC plate carrier. The lighting has been terrible since we put this roof on for talking about plate carriers. So this thing right here, this is a $900 kit, including the Bare Minimum and multicam right here. It's got this placard up front that holds 3 M4 mags and 2 pistol mags. It's got these little pouches on the front. It has a day pack that zips onto the back of it to hold your ballistic helmet and your nods. And the quick detach cummerbund, which we are now calling Frank because we've decided that cummerbund is a ridiculous word. And from now on, it will only be referred to as Frank. And BT dubs, it has level 3 plus Spartan armor plates in it with the trauma pads, which if you win on Patreon for the $5 and up patrons, you must be a $5 and up patron, and you must find the sign up post on Patreon, follow the rules on the sign up post, and posted a few days ago on Patreon. Then you'll be entered to win this, and this we will give away to one lucky person at the end of September. So if you're interested in the $500 carrier and the $170 blowout kit and the $200+ worth of plates that are in there for a total of $900. $900 for this, for rolling the dice for $5 on Patreon. That frankly, you're gonna get your $5 worth regardless if you win this or not on Patreon. You can go check us out at patreon.com. And don't forget to go to the bear store and buy some more freaking stickers from my wife. Oh my gosh. So.
Be a sore loser.
I'm a sore loser. I'm a winner. I'm a winner, damn it.
You should probably announce it just in case anybody hears.
Oh, if anybody missed it yesterday, my wife beat me fair and square in the sticker sales challenge. I had 21 stickers sold. Good morning, Monica. I had 21 stickers sold, and my wife had 78 stickers sold. Comma, but I think it's because you men didn't understand what I meant when I said lasagna. Lasagna is code word. When she says, I want a massage, she means that's what I want. I want a massage. When I say lasagna, it is not a delicious layered pasta dish that I'm talking about. It's lasagna. So had you known that, lasagna would be on the menu, and I would not be shamefully embarrassed on my own channel to admit that my wife beat me by 350%. So welcome to Tactical Chicken Independent. I hope you all, hibbity dibbity, good morning. I hope you all appreciated this good run we had as Bear Independent. I'll now turn this channel over to my wife, where she'll talk about essential oils and chickens for the remainder of the history of this channel. And hey, it was great. Great. Love y'all. Bye.
We love you.
Yeah, I love you too. Go lasagna. We won't miss you, Bear. Yes, lots of Hami knife reviews. Lots of Hami knife reviews. All right. Well, sort of like rooster shooting. Shut up, Ashley. I thought we were friends. That one hurt. That one hurt.
You want to tell them what you're going to be doing right after this?
What am I going to be doing after this? We have our first marksmanship class in homeschooling for the young men. And, of course, some would say, how could Bear possibly teach marksmanship? We've seen him shoot roosters. I would like you to know that I did re-zero that rifle, and it was off for me anyway. So, that being said, yes, we have our first marksmanship class for the young men. And then we have a cabin being delivered for stumps, roots, and shoots. And hallelujah. So, just another day on the homestead. Just another day on the homestead. And then we've got framing, water, power to run. I haven't even been to the office this week. I have videos that I have to shoot. And it's Tuesday, isn't it? It's Tuesday, so we'll see y'all for Tactical Tuesday. Great brief. Let's pray. That cat was on top of the chicken coop.
I know, I was up on the roof.
Yeah, cat's crazy. Here we go. Good morning, Father Yah. Thank you for a beautiful day, for a nice cool morning, and for the opportunity to do this. Father, I just simply pray that you would bless us today, that you would be indwelt in us, that if there's anything within the sound of my voice, Father, that it would be rebuked in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach and GTFO, that you would fill us up with your Ruach HaKodesh, your Holy Spirit, and that you'd be indwelt in us for wisdom and discernment and power and authority and strength and love and compassion, Father. I just absolutely pray that you would mete out judgment on the freaking pieces of garbage that break the least of these, Father. And I pray that you would continue to empower us to serve your kingdom, to rescue and rehabilitate and restore, and that you would keep us pointed in the right direction and focused on the right thing, which is you, and service to your kingdom, and walking a life with Yeshua Messiah that is favorable and honorable to you. Father, thank you for making a way for broken people. Thank you for redeeming and restoring us. Thank you for this time. Thank you for these people. Thank you for giving us this life and teaching us how to live it. I ask all these things in the mighty name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen. Go do the things, peeps. Go do the things. Y'all have a great day. And buy a freaking bear sticker or something. Just saying. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. It's whatever. It was a fun thing. It was a fun thing. I have the worst competitive spirit ever. I'm a winner. Grow stronger, bear. Okay, fine. Shalom, y'all. We got to go do the things. We'll see y'all later for Tactical Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central. Shaloha.